Hello, my friends. How's it going? Here, let me find my music. What should I play today? Not a ton of options. We've got like 3 options that we cycle through. We'll do this one. I love this one. Okay, here I am. Hi. Let me adjust my camera. Hold on. Okay. Hi. Which one was I gonna do? I was gonna do my party scene. Let's party. Okay, I'm gonna put my camera back where it's supposed to go. That was fun. I love doing yoga. Thanks for joining me. My yoga experience. Here, hold on. Okay, that should work. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday. I am pretty satisfied with that. You guys, I'm finally able to do a, what's it called? A chaturanga, which is like a push-up kind of. It's a half push-up. It's like a half tricep push-up. You have to catch yourself. I always flop down to the ground, but I feel like I'm finally getting it, which I'm very happy about. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, it's just fun all around. Here, let me turn my music up slightly. Here, we're gonna turn it to like right there. Hopefully that's a bit better. The music levels are always a mystery to me, and then I watch the bottom. I'm like, oh shit, the music was too high. Oh well, it's fine. Anyways, I'm having an absolutely delightful Thursday. Hope you are too. We're a little bit hot because we introduced heat to our body from that little yoga practice, but things are happening. Things are being improved, which I am very satisfied with. We're not at the point of a handstand, but we are at the point of a push-up. So baby steps, you know what I mean? It gives me such a dopamine rush when I'm able to complete that tricep push-up. And also, like, I think I was talking about this yesterday about how, like, okay, here, I'm going to bring over the council. I'm filling the council right now. So I have someone to yap to. There we go. Okay, now we're yapping to the council. I've got my council here. Anyway, I've been spending a lot of time getting to know my body and how it works. And I feel like in that process, I've really been able to improve it helps me understand more how people become really talented at things. And really all it takes is just time and dedication. You just have to dedicate yourself to something for a really, really long time. And you have to, in the case of me, I have to enjoy it. I have to find some enjoyment from it. And if I don't find enjoyment from it, then I'm not going to continue. So I haven't found a lot of things in my life that give me enjoyment like that, but I'm lucky I've found something, and so I'm clinging on to that. You know, you got to find things in life that bring you enjoyment and satisfaction. So today we will be playing Wedding Dash, I think. Hello. Let's see. What should I call you? KR? Let me know, but welcome. Kiara, oh my god. Hello. I'm sitting here yapping to my council. Hi. We're sitting here yapping with our council. Shall I introduce the council? We've got a council of the people we admire. So on the very left we have a mirror for self-reflection. I love the council go for it. You know, oh good, yes. Yes. So first we have the mirror, and people typically start to trickle in after a bit. I started a bit early today, so but most important, self-reflection. You know, it's very important to admire yourself. And a lot of what I do on this channel is investigations, if you will, of my inner nature, and I encourage everybody to do that too. And then next to it we have Alan Watts, none other than the wonderful Alan Watts. I recommend if people are, finding themselves in a philosophical void, if philosophy gets too dark and dreary, consume some Alan Watts and you'll feel much better. I always enjoy well, let's see. I've only read the one book by Alan Watts, but I've seen many of his the YouTube videos, YouTube lectures, and I just really love how he spreads ideas. He shares Eastern philosophy with the West in a way that's really palatable. So, and then we have none other than Thanos. Thanos. But more importantly, Top from Big Bang. I admire him because of his creativity and artistic expression. And then we have we have Jesus Christ. No, just kidding. It's Lee Pace, who happens to look like Jesus Christ. He's also known as Brother Dude. He's the hippie in Foundation. And I will say that one of the only reasons why I consumed that piece of media was for Lee Pace. But, I came for Lee Pace and I stayed for the actual plot and interesting elements, science fiction elements. So, and then Amelia Fart, because why not? She is so inspiring. Anyways, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday. For people who may be new, what we like to do a lot on this channel is kind of pick apart. We do a lot of armchair philosophy. You're a long-term Amelia Fart and Watts fan. Hell yeah. Amelia Fart, whenever you get it. Whenever I try and explain Amelia Fart, she's almost impossible to describe, but she has a zest for life that is truly special. And she's actually the reason why I started the council in the first place. The original council that I had was, we were telling our deepest, darkest secrets. And that's what she does, obviously, of course, with her YouTube. That's where I got the idea from, was she'll tell her deepest, darkest secrets to strangers, or to her YouTube audience. And I thought that was really interesting. So for some people it might be off-putting, but for me, I thought it was inspiring. The way that she just opens herself up to the outside world. She just is like, here, this is my soul. Take it or leave it. I am bearing all for everyone to see. And I really admire those type of people. So, but yeah, let's see. Today's theme. So today we have a theme. Here, let me, I'm going to unpin this message since we're done doing yoga. What was the theme? I'm considering changing my mantra. I had a mantra of reject conformity and embrace cringe. And that served me for a bit, but I think we're going to reject that mantra and move on to something else. I've been thinking a lot about religion. Oh yes, so the title of today's stream is Everything is Religion. And I have a best friend who, she's getting to know a former gang member, which is very fascinating. So she's getting a lot of insights into how gangs work, how you never really escape the gang unless you die. You can always retire, but you're still always in it. And it's amazing how similar gang participation is to religious participation. I mean, it kind of encompasses your entire life, and especially for many people, they're introduced to that life from like since the beginning, like since they were a child. And so it's been really fascinating to hear her talk about like his experience. Like he's always, so this former gang member, he's always like consuming gang related media. He is always watching TV like that's, you know, about jail or going to jail. He's watching like, you know, in his free time, he's watching high speed cop chases, you know, and, you know, my friend keeps telling me, she's like, does he ever do anything else? And the answer is no, he doesn't. Here, I'm gonna turn the music down a bit. It's a bit too loud for us today. Okay. Feel free to let me know if the music is good. I'm gonna transfer my audio over to my headphones. But anyway, we're playing Wedding Dash 2. I'm so excited. Oh, I did my, for those who weren't here for the stream yesterday, we had a really fun time doing, we planted a bunch of seeds. So we've got these seeds here. We've got, chamomile, lemon balm, peppermint, and lavender. And we'll see if they turn out. I'm not sure. You know, these are like 4-year-old seeds, so they might not still be viable. However, I don't know. It's better to try, right, than to just let it sit in my cabinet and collect dust, which I have been doing for the past 4 years. So yesterday I was like, today's the day, we're doing it. We're planting our seeds. We're planting the seeds to bring, yesterday we talked about bringing more love into our lives, and how do we plant the seeds for that. And while I literally planted seeds, we also will be planting metaphorical seeds. Okay, I'm very afraid I'm going to drop these, so I'm going to put them back. But in the next, I think, week or so is when they potentially will start sprouting up. I'm not sure. Okay, so for some reason the audio is not... Oh, it's because I'm not clicked onto the game. That's why. All right, let's play our Wedding Dash. It's been a while since we've played. I'm very excited. We're in the desert, so should be fun. You know, what better way to celebrate love than with a game about weddings? I can't think of any better way. So let's see, what else did I have to say about religion being and everything? I don't know, I've just been having some really interesting conversations with people. Oh, you've never seen this game? Well, welcome. It's I used to play it when I was a kid. I was really into games like Cake Mania, Wedding Dash, Virtual Villagers. This is like one of those games you play on like your grandma's I played it on my grandma's iPad. So we play a lot of nostalgic games. So that's kind of the vibe that we are presenting here. Oh, I fucking forgot. I always do this. I forgot to change my overlay. Hold on. Okay, let me bring this into the frame. Whoops, we completely forgot to change the overlay. It's fine. Okay. Let me adjust this really quick. I'm just gonna adjust the trim of everything. But, okay. Yeah, so things have been going pretty good. Oh, on this overlay, I've got my quote from Michael Pollan, and his book just barely came out. I'm very excited for that. He just came out with his new book, which is exploring the nature of consciousness. So that should be very exciting. I'm holding off on reading it for now. I'm waiting until I'm potentially going to be going on a little trip soon, like a little road trip. And I always wait to listen to my audiobooks until I'm on my road trip. Because it's, like we were talking about this on my stream the other day. I was talking about it with somebody about how, like when I consume a piece of media, I need to consume it all at once. Are you guys like binge watchers, binge consumers? That's kind of what I like to do. And I'll do that with books even. Because if you don't, you know, if I read a few pages of a book and then stop, the likelihood of me picking up that book again is very low. I need to read it like all in a few hours or all in like a few days. That's just my personality. Okay. Oops, I fear that I brought my thing too low. It's fine. We're just going to do it this way. Okay, so our reception takes place at night, so choose colors that will match the evening sky. Draperies are tacky and he's terrified of heights. I want my hair to look perfect. Okay, so no heights, evening sky, no draperies. Got it. Limousine. She wants her hair to be protected. Milky Way, and no draperies. What? What do you mean? I thought they literally said them. Okay. I thought they said the night sky. Hello? Okay, restart, I guess. Hello, Duncan. Is this a demo? Didn't you play the first one? So this is the one I've played before. We are playing this Wedding Dash 2. Yes, I hope you're doing well, Duncan. It was fun to hang out with you the other day in your stream. I don't know, for some reason, whenever well, not for some reason, but whenever I enter your streams, I feel very comforted. I'm like, yes, Duncan's here, we're hanging out. It's a very, chill vibe. And I enjoy that. I don't think I can make it to your chaos wheel though, because I've been doing my class in the evenings. I feel terrible. I haven't been able to come to most people's streams when they do them in the evenings because I'll be teaching at that time. But today we're talking about religion. Not really. We're talking about how everything in life is how something I've been thinking about is how we need as humans unifying forces, and in some cases religion can be that, and I'm wondering if at its most basic, religion is dedication to a force outside of oneself. Right? And so I was talking about how my friend is helping out a gang member and how that's very similar to religion. Like he's always consuming media that's related to the gang. He's never really going to be able to leave the gang unless he dies. It's completely a part of him. And a lot of it has influences his life philosophy, who he associates with, who he doesn't associate with, even where he can go, where he can travel to. Like there's some neighborhoods he just can't even travel to. He can never go there. Even if he retires from the gang, he can never visit specific areas within the city. And I think that's really fascinating. It's so restrictive. Okay, so Milky Way is not correct. I think the purple one is correct. Let's see. Nice. Excellent. Okay, so there's another guest on the list. Barbara gossips so much that the other guests are reluctant to sit next to her. If a guest doesn't mind, it'll be a good idea to sit them next to Barbara to fill those unpopular seats. Okay, oh no. She's a yapper. Okay, so we need to sit the yapper away from everyone else. Got it. Okay. They want to sit here. We got this. We're gonna please everyone. I'm gonna wait for a bit. I figured out the strategy with this game is to wait until until the most amount of people arrives and just do everything at once. Okay. So, okay, I think that's enough people to start going. But yeah, so today, let's see. Today, oh no, why are they angry? The twins are angry for some reason. Okay, it's fine. They're fine. Sometimes you just feel angry for no reason in particular. Yesterday, hi Chaotic, welcome back. How's it going? Chaotic, today we're talking about religion, kind of. I'm doing alright. Let's see, how are the vibes feeling today? The vibes are feeling... The vibes are feeling okay. I know yesterday I kind of complained a bit, and I kind of feel bad about that, but it is what it is. I'm feeling content today. Chaotic you've been struggling a bit this week overall with my mental health. Shoot, I'm sorry to hear that. It happens. I don't know, it's like, it happens. I get it. Do you have any insights as to why that might be happening? Or is it just kind of like, this is just happening and I'm not sure why? Typically for me, it's like, it's happening and I'm not sure why. And that pisses me off. I need to know why. Why is my mind space, why is my head space being a certain way? Okay, everyone's pissed. That's fine though. Oh, I should have used my champagne. Oops, that's fine. Sometimes we just don't have the luxury of using our champagne. Okay. Look, they want to sit at this table. She wants to sit here. Alright. I used to be religious, and nowadays I'm agnostic and atheist. Yes, I remember you mentioning. We've got a lot of atheists here in our community. Nothing wrong with that. We love our atheists. Atheists, welcome. Everyone's welcome. Oh my gosh, why are they so upset? I let you sit. Listen, I can't physically bring you food within 2 seconds of sitting you down. These people are so impatient. Chaotic says, I'm struggling due to my depression and OCD. Also, I gotta talk to my psychiatrist so we can change my med doses because I'm not happy with my current medication I'm taking. Navigating medicine can be tricky. Yeah, finding the right dose. Yeah, I have a friend who's currently trying to figure out that process too, and it can be really frustrating. I only ever tried one medication for my mental illness, and it didn't end up being a good experience. So, I can understand, like, I've never experienced a medication going well for me. Besides, obviously, my plant medicine. That's the only thing that's gone well. But I really hope you find the right balance. Because it's not like it can't. It will work. It can work. You just have to be willing to tough it out and try for long enough. Been on medication for around 8 years. Oh, okay, so you already know how it is. You already know how it is. Isn't that crazy, though, that, like, throughout time, your needs can change, right? It's not always the same throughout your life. You need to change the balance. Your internal neurochemical balance changes, and then you have to change your medication to match that. Okay. Finally sitting them down. Okay, we're just not even gonna try for the expert goal. We're just gonna do as best as we can. Oops, sorry. I had to click something. I've also had periods where I'd stop taking my meds. I know it's not ideal. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be a person that says, like, you should take meds or you shouldn't take meds. I think that that's, like, a very personal decision. And I support whatever decision people make, as long as it's working for you. I think the most ideal is that you are in control of your mental state. I think that's the most ideal, right? So however you get to be in that space where you're in control of your mental state, I love that for you. Oh no. Oh wait, am I fine? I think I'm fine. Okay, okay, we're fine. We didn't get the expert goal, but we got some goal. Anyway, with regards to religion, I just been thinking about different unifying factors between human beings, and I've been trying to gather new information on that. Like, basically, as long as you're cooking and not being cooked, then it's good. Yeah, at its most basic, I'd say that for sure. I think the reason why we're so divided in America is because we do not have a unifying force. And I've mentioned this before, but what sets us apart from countries like China, for example, is China has real nationalism. America does not. America has superficial nationalism. And so, and also shared suffering. I think what comes into play with that is shared suffering. It's not that Americans don't suffer, it's that we don't have one unifying shared suffering. For China, for example, at least in terms of the older generation, they remember a time when, their neighbor or their family member or someone starved to death. And they had to work themselves out of that situation. And they have in the past few decades. I mean, it's been 2 decades since that insane amount of change has happened, but it's still like something that should be marveled on, right? So they really have something that can, and also another unifying force is having the West beat the shit out of them. I feel like that's a unifying force for a lot of the world, is having the West beat the shit out of them. But we haven't had something like that happen to us. Yeah, that's the curse of individualism. Right. There's a price. Yeah, Duncan, no pressure to comment or anything. Feel free to just lurk. We love our lurkers. I love that for you. The fact that people choose to spend time here and listen to me yap is already pretty amazing. So, let's see. So the curse of individualism, right? We have many different groups that experience suffering, but it creates a lot of us and them situations. Like, you don't know what it's like to suffer this way, so you're different, and we don't understand you. But we understand everybody in our group. And I mean, like in the past few, like I would say the most recent generations, like millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, we're all experiencing, we're all reaping the rewards of the work that has been work. I'm doing that in quotations. That's been done, but we haven't like actively played a role in bringing that to fruition, if that makes sense. I mean, we kind of have, but not really. Like, I think in dramatic terms. I think in terms of war, right? We haven't known war. We haven't known, like, on our turf, we haven't known widespread suffering and famine. Chaotic says there's a really fine line between authoritarian communitarism and toxic and unhealthy individualism. I think that individualism does make us special, and it does make us unique, and can be important. But yeah, it definitely leads to a lot of consequences. The thing is, I don't think we need a unifying force that's that dramatic. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be like Christianity or national pride or like. It's crazy to. It's so interesting to see how humans will unify themselves even based on almost nothing. Like just a feeling, just based on a feeling. Like, I go to my church, right? And we only have one tenet. And it's nothing stands between you and the divine. There's no rules. There's no, like, the only rule is that there are no rules, right? There's no like leaders. There's no people disseminating information. There's no scripture. There's no nothing. There's not really anything to hold us together. But for some reason, every week people keep returning. And it's a mix of different people. And what they're returning for is just like hoping that they'll get something out of it. And every time people come, I hear them say, like, I don't really know why I'm here, but I hope. And then they'll go into what they say. But it's like, sometimes people don't even know why they show up. They just do. Because there's something intangible that's being provided to them. And it's a community, yes, like you're saying, it's a community, and community doesn't even need anything really to. That's what I'm trying to say is like community doesn't need any grandiose or like well thought out and structured idea. It just all it needs is like the willingness from people, like I guess. We are vulnerable beings that need care from each other. At the same time, we are also very singular beings. So we should respect the decisions our folks make, as long as it's not harming anyone or themselves. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's so fascinating. It's fascinating how we cooperate even when there's no tangible gain to be had. Like, we just do it because it feels right. Chaotic says, I think patriotism and nationalism could be good at the right dose, but in the end we are Earth citizens. It absolutely can be good at the right dose. And I think it can be healthy, but it can also spiral out of control. Okay. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Okay, let's see. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. What? Wait, how? What does that mean for this? Okay, hold on. Huh? Old. Blue. What? Renewal, maybe? Like, new? Oh, I got it. Oh, oh shit. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Human. Thank you. Thank you, Kiara. I don't want to reveal any information about you if you are not interested, because I know this is a separate space. So I'm allowing you to reveal information about yourself if you choose to. I've got my fidget toy, by the way. This helps me focus on my what? I'm not autistic. What do you mean? My dad gave me this toy from his autism conference he went to. He's like, I think you would like this. And I've been keeping it. So I've kept all my fidget toys. Anyway, I was going to say something I can't remember now. This is supposed to help me focus. What the hell? Okay, hold on. If I spin it for long enough, maybe I'll remember. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess it wasn't important. I guess it really wasn't that important. If it was important, it'll come to mind again. You know? It just will. Caddock says, this is one of the reasons I really love anarchist philosophy. It's based on mutual aid and community being united, while it also really defends bodily autonomy and freedom for everyone. Oh, interesting. Maybe I need to look into anarchist philosophy. Do you have, well, I'm going to ask you if you have any books to recommend, and then you're going to say what books you recommend, and then I'm going to instantly forget. I have a pen somewhere, I think. You know what? No, I'll do my own research first, and then I've figured out that asking chat for book recommendations and then taking those recommendations is not the play, because every single time I forget. So, and then I feel bad because I said I would read the book somebody recommended, and then I forgot what it was. You know how it is. Autism absolute level awake. Autism level at max. You guys, I was thinking about this the other day, like having tics or having delayed echolalia, which are different symptoms, can be different symptoms of either neurodivergence or autism. Like, is that really a bad thing? I mean, when you really think about it, like I'm sitting here, I'm regulating myself. I'm not even, like I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing what my brain needs to do to stay regulated. How is that a bad thing? As long as it's not harming anybody. So what if I do my verbal tics, which is like meowing at my cat and saying the exact same thing to my cat over and over and over again. I'll say like, I love you so much, I love you so much, I love you so much. Or I'll say like, it's hard to remember now because it's not a conscious thing. It's just a thing I say to regulate emotionally. And also like playing with something and manipulating something. Like it shouldn't be like a symptom or like perceived as a bad thing. I think it's just a tool that some people use to help them be a person. Googling anarchist websites is also good enough for a start. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I am kind of an anarchist. Not in the sense of like, we should have absolute chaos, but in the sense of I don't hold as much value in institutions as maybe other people do. I mean, this was even the case when I studied international relations, and I tended to lean more towards constructivism, which is a lens of international relations, mostly just saying that everything is based on our perception. Like, institutions are just held together based on ideas, not anything tangible, right? So like if everybody collectively agreed that America wasn't a country anymore, then it wouldn't be a country anymore. Right? So yeah, anarchism is not about chaos. It's about people. Yeah, and I'm sure that's one of the biggest misconceptions, right? It's about people ruling the community and not relying on an unjustified authority. Nice. I could support that. Yeah, unjustified authority. I don't enjoy that. Okay. Extra glasses of wine. Okay. Oh, okay. I can serve people glasses of wine. That's cool. Let's see. She doesn't want to sit at this table. We're going to sit her at the edge here. I perceive myself, and this is not like wow, good job me, I'm better than everybody else. It's more in just who I am. Like I perceive myself to be very just radically open-minded. Just like things like if somebody else has a religion, that doesn't sway my opinion. Or if somebody has a certain worldview and if they mention that to me, like it doesn't sway me. I'm just like, okay. Like people very rarely can say something that will bother me. I think the only thing that bothers me that will turn me off of a person is if they somehow display that they don't care about anyone besides themselves. That's one thing where I'm like, okay, I don't love that. I don't love that. Kianik says, like most anarchists will tell you, all types of states have, all types of states that have existed were authoritarian and unjustified. Doesn't mean all forms of state are logically and necessarily unjustified, but so far we only have had bad authorities ruling us. Huh. In some ways I'd like to think that we try our best. We've tried our best with the tools that we have. And honestly, like, I'm pretty impressed that we've made it this far as a species. Like, we do have a lot to be proud of and enjoy. Now, this is coming from a very Western perspective. Can I serve this woman a drink? I can't. Frick. Okay. I'll just give her an entire bottle of champagne then. That'll do the trick. Actually, that's her second bottle of champagne. Jesus. Things are not going to be going well for her. Yep, she's already angry again. She was only temporarily satiated. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why can't I serve anybody a drink? Can I serve this child a drink, please? Perhaps? Oh, God. What do you mean? So... Hello? When can I serve a person a... I don't know. Everything's falling apart. No! Hi, Orange. Hello. Hi, Orange. Everything's falling apart. We're fine. Everything's just dandy and fantastic. Okay, I'm pausing. I can't handle that. We're talking about anarchism, Orange. We're talking about anarchy. Anarchism? Is that a word? I don't know. And about how, like, about the different unifying forces that can unify human beings. Oh, yeah, I was going to mention this earlier about how human beings are generally good. We have to keep reminding ourselves of this. Like, there are so many people. It's unfathomable how many people there are. You can't even conceptualize it. When I go outside my house and I look around at the people driving around, I'm like, oh shit, there's so many people that exist. And then I travel to another country, God forbid. Like I go to China and I'm like, whoa, there's so many people here. And they're so different than us. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Like, just consider that. I would encourage people to consider that, because that is just crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's see. She doesn't want to sit. We're just gonna sit all the aunties together. All the aunties will be sat together. Please tell me they want cake, please. They do not want cake. Dang it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're just gonna... the confetti cannon doesn't work? Oh, no. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm coming for the presents. Oh, okay, so I can bring her a wine now. So only if people want the wine, I can bring it to them. Got it. I was bringing people wine when they didn't consent to that. That was rude. This game actually kind of stresses me out, not gonna lie. I'm kind of stressed out by this game. Okay, here. You go there. Hi, Refly. Refly has just redeemed Arch Nemesis status. Refly wants to hear the tea. You guys want to hear the tea? I don't have any new tea. The only tea is that my Arch Nemesis, okay. No, I can't. No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to share that information yet. I'm not ready. I might be ready. I don't... Yeah, Kiara's like, wait, what? I'm not sure if I told you about this. Maybe I did. There's this, Refly said, let me guess, that was the fight you had over last Friday. No, it wasn't. Oh, come on. See, this is why I have to be extremely careful. I have to be really careful about how I word this, because it's on the internet and with people that, don't get the full story. Oh no, your cockatoos are so... You have cockatoos? That's so cool, Orange. That's actually so cute. Do you have to put a blanket? My aunt had cockatoos and she had to put a blanket over their cage when they were being noisy. She's like, okay, it's nighttime now. She puts the blanket over the cage. I feel bad. That's, it got them to calm down. You're probably kinder to your cockatoos than that, but I mean, if it works, it works. I vamped out under the stars by a lake last night. Oh, you mean camped. Wait, was that a Freudian slip? Are you sure? Are you secretly a vampire, Orange? You won't be the only one. We've got some vampires in the chat. Hey, I'm a vampire lover. Look at this. I got my Astarion shirt. So I won't judge. Everyone's welcome. The only vampire I'll ever let suck my blood is Astarion, though. So, sorry. Sorry, you're not allowed. I only have one vampire that I'll allow to imbibe in my fluids. Okay, hold on. I need to not. We're in the mood for yapping, so let's move to something fun. Let's do some. Ooh, wait. Look at this. Look at these mushrooms. Okay, we'll have that in the background while we yap. I can't play that game and yap at the same time. It's physically impossible. At Chaotic says we have both good and bad within us. It all depends on what our environment triggers. That's what I'm trying to... Yes. And one thing I love to do on this channel is like try and showcase the good and bad within me. And it's not like I'm not requiring anybody else to share the bad aspects of themselves. Like, that's never a requirement. I get that there's different people have different priorities, and also like things they want out of their entertainment, because most of the people here are here for entertainment. I'm here for trying to relate, hoping that when I share things about myself, people will relate to them. In some ways, it is a very self-centered activity, but I'm also trying to do it so that I can send love. This is my way of trying to send love out into the universe. I'm not just doing it for myself. Sometimes we have an argument or a debate about whether everything we do is self-centered, and it's hard to distinguish sometimes. But I think that you can definitely try to not do self-centered things, even if it is inherently self-centered. Anarchism seems like giving up to me. That's fair. I mean, considering everything, right, Orange, considering all that has been brought to us by collaboration, and the institutions we've developed, it does feel like there is a lot of giving up occurring right now in the world, especially like in terms of international relations. I was learning all about how, like, international institutions, and about how people have been slowly abandoning those, right, because they are perceived to be a waste of resources and a waste of time. And I think what people fail to realize is that it takes the investment of people to be able to keep those institutions working. It's not that they inherently are unable to work, it's that people don't care about them, and so they don't work, right? I mean, they have worked in the past. I mean, like, once again, I always bring up the one example that I just cling on to, which is the Montreal Protocol, where everybody was able to get together and agree to reduce their CFC emissions or whatever, to help prevent the ozone layer from being from deteriorating. Or like the Declaration on Universal Declaration on Human Rights, something like that. Like, although it physically doesn't have any power or any like enforcement mechanism, it still does showcase people, extremely diverse people, willing to come together and, despite their differences, talk through their issues instead of fight through their issues. And you'd be surprised. Like, I don't know. I think that's pretty impressive. Given our nature as human beings, our nature, we are animals, right? Like, that's pretty cool that we're able to be like, let's talk. Talk first, shoot later, instead of shoot first, ask questions later, right? Anyway. Chaotics, what do you mean? Oh, yes. Please elaborate. Orange says, organizing society towards something more peaceful seems like a good thing. Spill the tea, lady. Don't start a gossip and let it be unfinished. It's not gossip. Well, it's not gossip. It's just like interesting stuff. Interesting lore. Kiara will not say a word. We explored this the other day on my channel of this individual in my community who is recently divorced, and really I felt I had a limerent episode. So if those who are unfamiliar with limerence, it's not always romantic, okay? Let's remind ourselves. This is not a romantic. There's 7 different types of love according to the Greeks, okay? So it wasn't like eros, which is romantic and sexual. It was probably more of a just a platonic. Anyway, I felt extremely drawn to this person. I was like infatuated and obsessed. Like I was like journaling about it. I was like having dreams about it. This person was on my mind all the time. And so I was like, okay, fuck, I guess I'll meet this person for lunch. And then I did, and it faded. And it faded, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. That's cool. I think part of it is the mystery. I was watching videos about limerence and how it arises, and like a lot of it has to do with mystery and not really knowing you're not seeing the full thing here. There you go. You're not seeing the person's intentions. You're like not aware of the person's intentions. You're being fed crumbs of information. You're like, because it's more of a fantasy realm that you're living in. You're living in the possibility of having a relationship with this person. And again, by relationship, I mean any type of relationship, like just a connection, right? And so once you meet that person and once reality sets in, then that limerence starts to fade. I'm feeling it come back, mostly because I think I have withdrawn from this person again. Because after meeting him for lunch, I was like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, this person doesn't seem interested in being my friend at all. So why am I wasting my time? And so I withdrew. But then I just went back to church on Sunday, and, he said certain things. Oh, I'm so sorry. Frick, I forgot to snooze the ads. No, I didn't snooze the ads. Fuck. Oh. I'll wait. I won't share the rest of my story. I'll wait until you guys are done with the ads to come back. So let's explore the mushrooms while we're waiting. Because that would be really mean of me to not, okay. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. The variety. Okay, look, let's see if we can identify any of them. Okay. These look like mostly edible ones. Look at this one. This is like the ramen noodles one. We've got this looks like a chanterelle to me. Chanterelles are a gourmet mushroom, by the way. You don't have ads? What? Okay, well, we're taking a intermission to discuss something very important, and in fact more important than my personal drama. What? Oh, okay. Then I've just been sitting here thinking you guys were in the void. Well, let me finish I'm not avoiding anything. I recognize that if I were listening to the story, I'd want to listen to the rest of it. And so it'd be really rude to hit you guys with ads halfway through. Okay. I'm not doing anything, Reef. I'm not pivoting. No, I would never do that. Look at this one. Oh, I think this is a green parrot mushroom. Look at this. They actually found one. They're supposed to be really tiny. That's exactly what this is. It's kind of slimy. She would do that. No, I wouldn't. No, I would never. Fuck. I wouldn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about, Kiara. Green parrot mushrooms. Hi, Dom. Dom, we're talking about drama and mushrooms. Okay, look at this. I think I'm correct. They're edible. Oops. They're green. They're kind of slimy. Look, that's what it is. They're so beautiful. They're like waxy on top, kind of shiny. They're just so cute. And they usually arise only in a few small bunches. But like, it's not really worth it to eat them because they're just too small, right? So they're so adorable. Oh my God. Divorced mushroom drama, yes. No one is talking about mushroom. Hi, Sam. How's it going? We're talking about drama. Okay. Wait. Okay, last one. Wait, I just want to make sure. I wonder if that one's like Chicken of the Woods, perhaps? Okay, I know this one's a chanterelle right here. I would eat that. I would actually eat it. I wouldn't be afraid. Yes, green parrot mushrooms are edible. I love the pink ones too. The other ones are pretty unfamiliar. I just don't trust the brown ones. The brown ones I stay away from because like there's a high probability they will kill you. So, oh, this is a puffball, I think. This is a puffball, you guys. That one's so cool too. A very choice mushroom. Okay, all right. I'm spilling the tea. There's not really any tea to spill. I just I need to know. I want to know what this person's intentions are. I have to know. It really bothers me. It really bothers me. I don't know why this person is trying to get my attention. Cause like he said things to me at one point that really piqued my interest. He was like, I noticed when you enter the space, I noticed when you leave, you're the most important person in this gathering that he made it sound like he really values me and is intrigued by me. Are you sure it's not you want to know what your intentions are? Okay, that's fair. Okay, listen. I really hope it's not as simple as what I'm imagining it is. It can't be that, right? Please, 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 please. I've talked to my friends about this before. Like, no, I've talked to my friends about this. This just pisses me off. How we like try and... Is that really all? Is that it? Is that it? That's really disappointing. Kiara says there's all different kinds of relationships. Just spend time with them in whatever way you want. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. No, okay, so I'm suspecting that what he wants from me is like some sort of physical companionship. Okay. Considering all the factors at play, he had a wife and now he doesn't. He had a wife and now he doesn't. You can connect the dots. He's 50 years old. But also, like, I'm wondering if I'm sitting here and massaging my own ego and thinking that everybody just wants to have a physical relationship with me. And that's delusional, right? So I am holding on to the possibility that he wants some sort of close emotional connection with me, because that's what I want. I don't want anything physical. I'm married. Okay? The line is drawn at physical. Let's refer back to the types of love so we could pick apart the 7 types of love. Hold on. Let's go back to that one. I like that one article I was showing. Oh my god, it's gone. No, why is it gone? Okay, let's look at this one. Midlife crisis. That's poetic. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have the one type of love is the love we have for ourselves, where all other love begins. And that's the one I've been working on. I want it to be one of these other types. Yes, I do. I'm not wanting this one. This is the type of love I'm assuming he's wanting from me. I can't provide that. I can't. I can't provide that. The institution I'm currently participating in restricts me from doing that. So I would like a different type. I would like another type. Perhaps like, so there's a sense of warmth we have with our siblings or close friends. It far outlasts Eros and Ludos. I'm seeing this one, or perhaps what's the other one? Let's see. Flirtatious and fun form of love. Ah, yes. Yeah, I think that too. Playfulness, joy, and lack of commitment. Dance with a stranger, flirt with a classmate. Yeah, that's kind of it too. I think it would be a combination of Ludus and Philia. Because I have one of my best friends. We have this connection, and I love that, and it's very rewarding and valuable to me. Where I feel like I can tell her anything, and she tells me anything, and there's never a consideration of any of these other types, right? Like it's just that's our relationship. And we know what we want from each other, and we get what we want from each other, and it's a mutual interaction. But like, I think we were talking about this the other day about how you can't find all these types of love within one person, or at least society tries to convince us that we can, or that we should, and maybe you can, but not always. I think you should branch out into finding love from other people. Let's see. Let me see if I missed any comments. How long have you known this person? Orange, I've known this person for, I want to say, a year now. Okay, I was thinking about it at its most basic. Okay. So I'm about to reveal some information that I probably shouldn't reveal, but I feel like I want to. A story that really, really resonates with me is the story of Arjuna and Sri Krishna, which I've mentioned several times on this channel. But it's a story in Hinduism where a disciple of Sri Krishna is so dedicated to God. So Sri Krishna is God, basically. He's so dedicated to God that he wants to become a concubine and basically have sex with God. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's fantastic. I love that story. Wait, I kind of almost want to play the video of it. But when I think of this this type of love, Eros, and specifically, so this is a sensitive topic. So if people would rather not be here for a discussion about sex, I completely agree. I understand. It's your entertainment, your media. But when I think about sex, in terms of me, I think about it in terms of giving divine love. Very much in line with what happened in the story. And so if I perceive somebody to be suffering in my life, I have, my mind does consider, I'm human, of course I consider this type of love, right? I think everybody does. We have our little fantasies, and so I've tried to think more about why does this arise within me? And at its most basic, I perceive this person is in need of more love, and I want to give it to them because I don't want them to suffer. Fundamentally, I don't want anybody to suffer. It wouldn't ever be for something that's my own gain. Being raised Mormon, I have some pretty fucked up. I have a pretty fucked up relationship with sex. Like that kind of, it's not the same, I would say, as most people would think about it. Yeah, it's natural. Yeah, it's completely natural to have fantasies. Absolutely. Dom says, I think sometimes about how there are probably Christian women sexually attracted to Jesus and what the hell that would do to you. Well, okay, I want to play this video. I want to show you. Shit. Yeah, this one. I always forget his name. Okay, Arjuna's transformation into a gopi. Okay, it's 38 minutes long. Let me see if there's a more condensed version. Hold on. But this is my favorite. Let me see. Okay, so this is the most basic story, and we'll just watch this for a bit. Duncan says, to be fair, most people struggle with their relationship with sex. Society and being raised without proper education and discussion are part of that. Okay, that's fair. I always preface it because I don't want people to get misguided ideas, I guess. And I also say things like that to, like, I don't know. A lot of times I say things like that to get people to like me, you know. I have my trauma is special. My suffering is special. You know, I do that a lot. I have people I fixate on throughout my life in a similar way. It's so interesting how that happens. So one of the conclusions I came to when I was watching last time, when we were investigating last time, was perhaps in terms of shadow self, like this person represents a part of myself that I don't have, but maybe I want. And that's true. He does display a part of myself I want, which is he is very extroverted and open, and he just says whatever's on his mind when it's on his mind. And I'm held back by my social anxiety. So like I couldn't even fathom. When I first met him, I fucking hated him because I thought it was so beyond, like, what, hate is a strong word, but you know, like I was just so taken aback by the things that he would say and how he just didn't seem like he cared at all about what people thought about him. And the reason why I think I hated it was because I hated myself. I hated that, like, so much of my social anxiety is rooted in self-hatred, right? And preventing other people from not liking me. And so part of it was me, like, cringing when he would say things, because I was cringing for, like, I was imagining myself being him and saying what he would have said. And then people abandoning me and not liking me. And so, yeah, so at first he really rubbed me the wrong way. But later on, he showed me, he was very kind to me and said a few things to me that really changed my mind about him, that in fact he is just somebody who's suffering a lot. And that really, when people are vulnerable with me, that's usually what gets me to be like, oh wow, okay. Now listen, from the beginning, I should have cared about him. That's how I should feel about people from the beginning. Just try and find a way to care about them and not be off put by their behavior. But, you know, I'm human. Sometimes there's things that rub me the wrong way, and I'm trying to unpack why they rub me the wrong way so that I can, you know, understand people more. But Ruthless says, why does Arjuna's transformation into a gopi sound like something on a brain rot trading card? Bruh. This is I don't know how old this story is, but at least several centuries. This is a very famous story, I think. Okay, let's go. It may be a bit long, but... Well, okay, you know what? I'm going to play it with the commentary and then see if he... I know that our attention span is... And by our, I mean mine. Plus, I like hearing Swamiji talk about the story. Might be a bit long, 40 minutes. We're not gonna play the whole thing, okay? Relax. It's fine.
I want to share with you an amazing
He's
story.
gonna summarize it. I think he's gonna summarize it in the introduction and then go into detail. So that's why.
Story about gender and gender change. Surprisingly, it's found in the Padma Purana, an ancient scripture attributed to the sage Rishi Vyasa. The story describes an extraordinary journey of transformation undertaken by Arjuna, the great warrior who was taught by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. At the beginning of this story, Arjuna asks Lord Krishna to describe his intimate pastimes in the forests of Vrindavan with the beautiful young gopis, the milkmaids who live there. But instead of answering Arjuna's question, Lord Krishna simply tells him to go there and see for himself. The problem is, only gopis are allowed to enter the secret groves of Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna and his gopis engage in their Ras Leela, their dance of divine love.
So we are assuming that means sex.
Up for Lord
but I love the terminology though. Isn't that beautiful? Their dance of divine life. Oh. This is healing to me. This is so healing to me to think about sex in this way, because like, okay, the reason why I edit everything I say and like, it's so difficult for me to get it out of me, right? If you've ever interacted with a member of the LDS Church in regards to sex, like it is excruciating. It is excruciating. If I said any of the things that I've said today out loud in front of my parents, they would shame me forever. They would send me resources from the doctrine, the church doctrine from the prophets. I had one very traumatic experience in particular where I posted on my, what I thought was a private blog about a sexual experience that I had. And it was anonymous. My blog was anonymous, but my parents found out. They had been stalking me on my blog. They saw this post and they shamed me for it. I mean, by that point, I was an adult. I was a grown-ass adult. I think I was 18 or 19. But I got a very traumatizing call from my father, who basically said I was stupid and foolish and sinful, and that I had disappointed them, and that I needed to come to the light and stop living in sin. And, he sent me a long email afterwards. So after the berating call of him yelling at me for, I want to say like 30 minutes and me just sobbing, he sent me a really long email about the family, a proclamation to the world, which if you're a Mormon, you know. If you know, you know. It's like a doctrine on the sanctity of the family structure between a man and a woman and in marriage, and it's whatever. But that was the moment where it was proven to me that the love given to me by my parents was conditional. It wasn't unconditional. So if you're wondering why it's so hard for me, and listen, I've done a lot of work on it. I'm not just like, I'm not still actively in the pain of it. I'm able to talk about it, but if you're wondering why it's so difficult for me to talk about this, that's why. I want to be open-minded about these things. I do. But it's hard. When I had those experiences early on in my life, like they permanently shaped how I feel about these topics, how I communicate. Well, not about how I feel about, but how I communicate them. Because if I say one wrong thing, then I will be abandoned. So, Dom says, I think about how fucked up repression was a few hundred years ago and that it's still rippling through generational trauma. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's why this, again, this is not Marissa therapy hour. This is not Marissa therapy hour, but like if anybody has experienced sexual shame or repression or shame from their community or their family, I just want to say I relate to you and I feel your pain and I'm sorry you had to experience that, because this is something that's natural and beautiful and it's the dance of divine life. I love it. So anyway, I just, yeah, okay, let's keep playing.
Himself, no other males are permitted there. According to one legend, Lord Shiva himself was barred from entering until he was mystically transformed into a gopi by bathing in the waters of a sacred lake.
Also, this monk's voice is very
Arjuna's journey
soothing.
eventually leads him to temporarily shed his manliness and to be completely transformed into a gopi, both physically and emotionally. That transformation enables him to enter the forest and to approach Lord Krishna not as a dear friend, but as Arjuna, as a loving gopi. Lord Krishna later takes Arjuna to a remote grove to fulfill her desires. Like all stories found in the Puranas, the story of Arjuna's transformation is rich in metaphors and symbolism. Let me give you an interpretation of that symbolism based on the non-dual teachings of Advaita Vedanta. Arjuna's intimate union with Lord Krishna represents the state of divine union, a blissful state that's sought by spiritual practitioners who seek God's sacred presence not in the forests of Vrindavan, but in their own hearts. Let's see the first part of the story, and then we'll discuss this important symbolism further.
It's great to be able to speak about things openly and explore. Thanks for saying that. That's definitely the what I'm trying to do here, and I feel like what a lot of the people in this community are trying to do here. And I really enjoy it. Just because things happened to you in the past, just because people might have abandoned you in the past for things you might have said, or just because people didn't accept you for who you are in the past, doesn't mean that people will never accept you, right? Just be who you are and the right people will come. If people abandon you for that, that's not on you, that's on them, right? If you are being truly and authentically yourself, then there's nothing to fear. So anyway, so he goes into the whole story, like piece by piece. But yeah, so he's like, with whom do you secretly play in the wonderful forest of eternal pleasure? There's no need to tell you, go see it for yourself. I just love how it's, imagine the relationship I would have with sex if this is what I was taught about. If I was taught that sex is a expression of divine love, and if I was shown and taught stories like this, how different it would be for me. So yeah, he goes to this goddess, he asks to be transformed into a woman, and here he is, he's been transformed into a woman. He left for Lord Krishna's secret abode. He goes there. So, oh yes, he's going to the waters, and then he comes out Arjuni instead of Arjuna. So Arjuni goes, meets the other ladies, heard the sweet tinkling of anklets worn by several beautiful young women. He meets with them, she meets with them. She does the rituals, and then finally she gets to see Sri Krishna, and they have a wonderful union. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. It's like it's my favorite religious, I guess you could say, or like spiritual story. Okay. Anyway, let's return to our game, shall we? That was a very long aside. Dom says, I remember in my New Age phase, I found out my parents are super bigoted about that. Yeah. Again, and it seems from what I'm hearing that a lot of people are. And how do we heal from that? But, so that's how I will always see it. I will see it as a form of giving love. Who's the arch nemesis? He's bigot about sex. He's I have to be really careful about it, because how I word things on this stream, people will take away a certain image. And what I think about this person is that they are in some very intense pain. They're experiencing some very intense pain. They are a very egotistical person, but I mean, everybody has their flaws, right? And so I just want this person to stop suffering, basically, is the thing. Sometimes if people are open with me, then I'll be open with them. I mean, I'm open with everybody. We already know that. I'm open with everybody, but it's rare for me to see people in real life that are just as open as I am. And so I want to try and figure them out and see what's going on, and why. And some people fascinate me. Some people, the conclusions they reach, the strategies they try, because everybody wants to be validated. Well, not to be validated. Everybody wants to be loved, right? At least that's my understanding of humans. And so seeing the ways in which people try and call that to themselves is very interesting. But again, I think I'm living in limerent dreamland when I hypothesize about this person, because truthfully, I don't know much about them. All I have is a few interactions that I've had where the connection was real. The chemical, the chemical exchange, the chemistry, that's what I meant, was real. Like yesterday I was talking about how with some people you can just feel electric. You just feel like a spark. You're like, whoa, what? I think you should trust connection even if you can't understand it. Well, that's what I'm trying to say, I think. Yes. Trust connection even if you can't understand it. Well, and okay. So I think I should stop trying to understand it and more try and explore. I think I should stop trying to understand it. I get stuck in the understanding phase. We were talking about how it's easy to get stuck in the planning phase of an experiment. Just because you have that spark doesn't mean they do. And that's why I should explore, right? Because we all tell ourselves stories in our head about what another person thinks and feels. And a lot of the time it's not correct, right? A lot of the time it's not correct. But if you stay in the, I'm overthinking it, just try and explore and let it grow or fade. Yeah, well, you know me. I overthink, that's my specialty. That's my specialty. I overthink because it's fun. I mean, honestly, I enjoy thinking about things. That's why I have a Twitch channel, so I can think about things for 4 hours straight. Right. And pick apart and analyze everything, microanalyze everything. I get a lot of enjoyment and satisfaction out of it. So it's not like I mean, in some cases, yeah, it can cause me suffering, and it absolutely does. But I mostly enjoy it. It kind of seems like you're scared of the rejection secretly. I want to... Hi, tweet. I want to be loved by everyone. I want to be loved and accepted by everyone. And so when somebody gives me, I guess if I thought about it in a specific way, like if someone is giving me attention that shows that they might have the potential of loving me and giving me the love that I desire, then I want to unpack it and understand why. And why do I want to do that? Oh, so I can keep doing it. So I can keep getting it from more people in my life. It goes back to that concept of, do you ever do anything not out of your own self-interest? And I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe everything we do is in our own self-interest, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We can still do good things for other people and that are also within our own self-interest. So, how does one overthink? I think, Sam, usually when people tell me I'm overthinking about something, it's when I am thinking about something more than someone else would. Therefore, it's overthinking. There's a standard for thinking. There's a standard for thinking, and I've crossed over the standard. Right? But I guess it's subjective, like you decide whether you're overthinking or not. Okay. Take home a layer of our cake. We want to make sure there's plenty of layers. Okay. Decorations we can take home. Dress the tables in a warm color. Okay, cool. This layers. This is layers. Take home this one. Yes! Hold on. Can I get a yes?
Yes!
Yes! First try. Oh, Uncle Ernie is back. Okay. Wow, we've got so many people coming to the wedding that people don't like. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, why is he upset? Oh, I don't understand sometimes. Sir, you haven't even had anything to drink yet. Should be no kids at this wedding. Real. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yes! It's all going according to plan. Okay, don't be mad. Hello, Ivan. Ivan, how's it going, my friend? It's so nice to see you. Every time you come here, I'm overjoyed by your presence. Let's see. Sam said, people. So Ivan, today we're talking about. So we just finished talking about. We finished talking about sex and Hindu perceptions of sex from one specific story, which I thought was beautiful and fascinating. And here, I'll type it in the chat. So, in case you're interested. Oh. And the gopis. Talked about sex without me. Yep, we did. Sorry. I should have waited. The time was right. I don't know. Everyone, well, nobody voiced their unconsent, so I assume that everyone consented. But thanks for letting me know that you would have consented as well. I appreciate that. Okay, TLDR, the follower of God, wanted to express his love to God in a unique way. And so he traveled to see a goddess. He traveled to see a goddess who transformed him into a woman, into a concubine, basically, in order to display divine love, engage in divine love, the divine dance with Lord Krishna. And I think it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's about healing from our trauma, healing from the trauma of growing up Mormon, which was a lot. That's probably if you talk to any ex-Mormon, that's probably one of the biggest pain points. Is it's either gender or sex. Those are the biggest issues with that. Sam says, people have often told me that I overthink things, but I think that's only in relation to something amount of energy they want to put into it. Yeah, and I very rarely find that other people have a very unrealistic view of how much energy I want or need to put into anything. I think it's a subjective decision. It's up to you to decide, like, whether you think you are thinking about something too much or not. If somebody else is telling you that you're overthinking, it may signal to you that they have lost interest in the conversation. And that's valid. I mean, that's fine. I lose interest in the way I show that I lose interest in a conversation is usually by ignoring the person. Unfortunately, I do this to my husband all the time, and I feel bad about it. He's probably going to laugh about that if he hears about it. But I will literally, it's bad, actually. It's so bad. He will start talking about something, and halfway through, I will either decide to keep listening or to not listen. And it's a subconscious decision. Like, I can't control it half the time. I just physically zone out. I physically just stop listening. Sometimes that just happens when you are with somebody for such a long time. Well, sometimes I just make the evaluation. Like, does it matter if I'm listening or not? And if the answer is no, it doesn't matter, then I'm not gonna keep listening. But I'll just zone out. I'll be looking at something, and it's like my brain just shuts off. It shuts off, and I'm not receiving any new information from that person. It's almost like my ears are blocked. And then they ask me, "Are you paying attention?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, no, I wasn't." I mean, it's normal to zone out in conversations, but with some people, I tend to do it more than with others. Sam says, I messed that up a bit. I very rarely find other people have a realistic view of how much energy I want or need to put into something. Well, Sam, I think it's fundamentally difficult to express what you are thinking or feeling at any given moment. And I think that people probably develop preconceived notions about you, and they do that for everybody. Everybody does that for everyone else. We all develop preconceived notions about a person. And so, like, either you do something that's characteristic of you or you do something that's uncharacteristic of you, and they work from there. So maybe the problem just comes from how it's so hard to communicate your internal state. Externally? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. But Ivan says, I think we can evaluate. Just think back and evaluate whether we spend too much time thinking about an event or task. Yeah. Evaluate whether we spend too much time. And too much as defined by us. That's a metric defined by ourselves. Oh, crap. Okay. She wanted to sit by. Oh no, this is all falling apart. Okay, hold on. Nobody gets to sit with who they want to sit with. Wait a minute. Oops. Okay. You sit there. You sit. Everyone's upset. Okay. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is so bad. Thank you for lurking, Tweet. I hope you enjoy whatever it is you are eating. I might have to start this level over again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, thank you for elaborating, Ivan. I love it when people elaborate. And that's what we need to do. We need to elaborate. If we don't communicate see, I just caught myself. I caught myself not communicating what I wanted to communicate. Catching yourself not communicating what you wanted to is important. And that is probably a problem with me, that I didn't receive what you tried to communicate. Ivan says, I meant something like, wow, I spend so much time guessing or fearing the outcome, procrastinating, but if I had just jumped in and tried, I would have gotten immediate feedback. Okay, real. The amount of times that I've done, oh my god, the amount of times that I've done that. I love doing that. I say love, but by love I mean like I just do it all the time. And then I decide to love it because I don't know. Okay, we need to get these people sat down, otherwise it's gonna be a huge problem. Okay. Hurry, eat your cake, please. Okay, put him there. I don't have time to give you wine, lady. Fine. Okay. What does Unk want? Does Unk want enchiladas or does he want cheese? I can't tell. By the way, this is a very dairy-heavy meal. I feel bad for all the lactose-intolerant individuals. I hope y'all took some Lactaid before this. You're gonna need it. Okay, finally he said what he wants. You gotta communicate what you want. Okay, here. Yeah. I think there are times where planning is a good idea, but not always. Sometimes you overplan and then you never execute and you just spend all your time in the planning. What led you to say everything is religion? Yes. Okay, well, let's return to our original topic for today, which is religion. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but I've been thinking a lot these days about different forms that solidarity can take. So religion I've kind of condensed down to solidarity. So I guess you could use that word instead. But like a connection to a higher power, to a connection to something greater than oneself. Right? It doesn't have to be a higher power, but something greater than oneself. Something greater than the individual. Okay? And how it's amazing how humans associate ourselves with each other, sometimes based on nothing at all. Nothing. Like, just because we want to feel like we're part of something. I think that need to feel like you're a part of something is very strong. And it's strong enough that you don't even need an institution to support it. You can just support it among itself. Yes, community. It's hard to define what religion is. We often define it by what Christianity does. Yeah. I mean, okay. So if you were to look at the base definition, okay, the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods. Now this is according to Google. Okay, so if we're not pulling out the philosophical stops here. But can we say that Nietzsche was doing the same thing? Like superhuman? Hello? Like, Nietzsche was an atheist, right? And didn't he want to believe in a superhuman, a beyond man? Beyond man. This concept of transcending our nature as human beings. Animals, get out of here. No, we're not animals, we're better. We're something else. Whatever you say, my friend. I don't know. I don't like Nietzsche. I need to read more. But I saw a meme in Aristotle's Discord, which I thought was funny. It was like this guy posted on Twitter, and it was like Nietzsche spoke of this, and then the person commenting was like, "Are you sure about that?" And the person was like, "Have you even read Nietzsche?" And the other person was like, "No." "Have you read Nietzsche?" And the other person was like, "No." So like nobody did. Hey, I could say that I have. I've read him, okay, and I will use that as long as it takes. I have read Nietzsche. I have read.
You are this universe,
Oh,
and you are creating it at every moment.
you are this universe. You're so sweet. Thank you for doing that, Kiara. You're so nice. Alan Watts has thanked you personally. When you first came in, I was a little bit afraid when you first came in that you would think, nah, because it was just me talking to myself, and I was worried you were having these ideas. Is Marissa just sitting talking to her computer by herself? Is that what this streaming thing that she's talking about is? I guess in some ways it kind of is me talking to myself. But I also enjoy that other people choose to engage. I really do enjoy that. Okay, anyway. Beyond, man. That's kind of what all streaming is. Yeah, we're all AI. Hi, DCI. No, you're real and you're valuable. Trust me, I don't appreciate you enough. Oh, Dom's like, oh shit, you just revealed the secret. No, you just revealed the secret. You're dreaming and you will wake up having never streamed. Guys, I was thinking about this today. This is crazy. I was thinking about this. By the way, I'm working on appreciating people in my life more. Sometimes I take people for granted. So if I take you guys for granted, I apologize. It's not my intention. But I worry about things like anybody else. Perhaps more than anyone else. So how do you distinguish AI from NI? What is NI? Please elaborate. I'm curious. Anyway, I was thinking about dreaming. Natural intelligence. He's being racist. Oh, okay. Okay, dreaming. You know how in Inception, Leonardo DiCaprio and the other character, Elliot Page. I knew that. Anyway, Leonardo DiCaprio says to Elliot Page, you ever notice how when you're in a dream, you kind of just wake up in the middle when everything's just going on, you know? Everything's just already happening. You don't need to be told the context. You just accept the context for what it is. You guys ever notice that? When you're in a dream, you just accept all the context that's provided. And then if you have a really engaging dream, when you wake up, it's like you're slowly remembering your life and being like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm not trying to seduce a K-pop star. And oh wait, I have a job. Oh wait, I have friends. Oh yeah, I have a cat. I have all these things in my real life. Like all the dream memories and dream thoughts are slowly leaving and being verified or not being verified. And then just kidding. I know you're just kidding. Don't worry. But thanks for clarifying, just in case. The things in your dream you're slowly discarding, and then the things that are actually real you are accepting again. But you notice how much in a dream you normalize things. Like it's just, that's reality for you. It's always been that way. It's also crazy how when the memories are being re-uploaded into you, you also get memories in reality of your past existence, the timeline of your existence. And I think that's fascinating. I guess what I'm trying to communicate is I think when you die, it's not going to be as dramatic as we make it seem. Because we willingly die every night, kind of. When we go to sleep, when we go into deep sleep, or when we just enter a dream state, we often aren't ourselves. Like when I'm dreaming, I'm not myself, usually. I am, but I'm not. I'm in my body. I'm typically never dreaming I'm in anybody else's body. I can't even think of a time where I've dreamt I was somebody else. It's usually me in my body. But I don't have the same story. I don't have the same external environment. And I also typically don't have the same thought patterns or the same way of thinking about things. I like to think of dreaming as your brain practicing different scenarios so that in real life you can nail them, you know? It's like a survival tactic, I feel like. You're practicing everything. You're saying, oh, how would I react if I was in this context, in this very obscure context that is a very improbable, you know, you're exploring all the very improbable outcomes of your reality and your existence. That's why things that happen in your real life influence your dreams, right? Some people like to think about dreams as just like unpacking everything that's happened throughout the day. And I will admit I'm not very well read on dreams and the nature of dreams, and I do plan to read more. but this is just all from my personal experience and what I feel intuitively what it is. But, I mean, like, I don't mourn the loss. I don't mourn the loss of myself and the people in my life when I adopt a different reality. Because I don't know any better. It's crazy how just like that, everything you know can be erased. Everything that's important to you in this reality can just be erased like that, because they're not relevant in that particular context. And so I think that we should attach ourselves a bit less to our current reality. Appreciate it, for sure. Appreciate it, because we don't know how long we're going to have it for. But also don't fear losing it, because it will... Death is only really scary if there's a level of consciousness that still exists and remembers the past. Yes. That's what's scary. But I'm going to ask, have you done meditation? Yes. I don't know. Meditation is tricky. I've tried meditation in the traditional sense of like sitting and filtering my thoughts, and like I've tried the very stereotypical version where I literally am saying Om and holding my fingers in a certain way and sitting in lotus pose. I have tried that. That doesn't work for me. The type of meditation that does work for me is doing yoga. Yoga is my meditation. So you mean not filtering your thoughts? Right. Right. Sure. Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, streaming has introduced to me how poorly I communicate about things. And second of all, teaching English as a second language has introduced to me how poorly I communicate things. I'm surprised how I've gotten this far with the communication skills that I possess. I tend to be very efficient, and that causes problems for me, because then people don't understand what I mean when I'm not precise. And thank you for lurking, Lucas. Welcome. I love to have you here. Everyone, all lurkers, everyone is welcome. Dom says, you mean tuning out thoughts? No, I don't tune out thoughts. The thoughts come and I let them go. Okay, listen. So the thoughts come in and then they leave. And I have no attachment to the thought whatsoever. That's what I perceive meditation to be. It's not a stopping of anything from arising. Things still arise. But I have no attachment to them. Sorry, I just saw Toby's face is twitching. She's sleeping right now. Oh my God, it's so cute. Wait, I want to show you. Okay, let's see. I can't move because she's gonna wake up. Okay, oh, she's not doing it anymore. But her little whiskers were twitching. It's so cute. Okay, look. Here. She's down here. Let's see if she does it again. Little girl. She's so comfy. She's just sleeping in the sun. Yeah, sure. You can't see her face, but her little face is twitching. Thank you so much for being here, Kiara. It was so nice to have you today. What a welcome surprise. And thank you again for the subscription. That was very nice of you. Remember that you are this universe. Anyway, Dom says you can get in weird practices that kind of break the rules with thoughts, but yeah, trying to block them, not very effective. No. And that's the biggest misconception I've had about meditation is that it's about blocking thoughts. No. I'm gonna pet her. I'm gonna go pet her. Oh, I'm so sorry. I woke you up. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. I'm sorry. Yeah, special girl. Oh my goodness. Oh. Would you like to come sit on my lap? Come sit on my lap, please. 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 You're so adorable. Okay. She's the most adorable, beautiful, special girl. Hand Toby the mic. Yeah. She's so cute. Would you like to come over here? Come here. Oh my god. Please don't scratch the carpet. She loves destroying the carpet. Oh my goodness. She's so lazy. She's so sleepy. Ah, I can't resist. Okay, wait. Hi. Touch. Nothing is better than kissing a cat's head. You can't prove me wrong. Kissing a little cat's head is the most special, beautiful experience. Oh, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I couldn't resist. Okay, we're back. By the way, I've got all my art supplies on the floor over there. Oh boy. Okay. Let's put it back. There we go. Okay. What were we doing? We were doing Ace Attorney. Yes. The council. There's one Burmese practice where you hyper-focus on thoughts and they start strobing and become weird. I never got into that though. Huh. Yes. Yeah, okay. So, like, meditation to me is just like thinking a lot. Well, some of the things I do, some people might call it overthinking. I call it meditation sometimes. I will go down the deepest of rabbit holes with my thoughts. I will go down the deepest of rabbit holes. That's what I do every Sunday. I let my thoughts go wherever they want to go. No restrictions. They go down whatever they want to go down. Some people might call that spiraling. But the times when I'm having a mental spiral, I feel like are the times where I'm trying to stop certain thoughts from happening. And my times of meditation are the times where I just let every thought be what it wants to be. And I don't care about it either way. I let it be. I let it happen. That's why you like when they're talking about what's it called? The internal family systems. Like if you subscribe to that mentality, like you have different personalities within yourself, right? And if you don't give a certain personality a seat in the car, then they will take the driver's seat. So I very much adopt that mindset of like, I give every thought the space and the attention it deserves so that it doesn't become a problem. It becomes a problem when I keep forcing it down and suppressing it. And I really truly feel like this is where problematic thinking comes from, is when you suppress your thoughts. When you don't normalize them. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But that's what I think. That seems to you like Western ways of thinking. Oh, okay. Western definition of meditation, the reflective thought. I I mean, that's one type of meditation I embark on. The other type that I embark on is doing yoga, and doing hot yoga specifically, where it's so hot, it's so humid, I'm so physically being challenged that I can't possibly think about anything besides like, what's my next move? What's my next, I need to balance. I need to move this muscle in this way. I need to stretch in this way. I need to breathe in this way. There's no room for anything else. When you're hyper focused on your body and what it needs to do, you know, that's my other meditation. So I do both. I do intense, like, focusing on the body and intense focusing on the mind. And I find that it works for me. Like, the times when I feel like my mind is more problematic are the times when I feel like I'm not giving enough attention to certain thoughts. Like, once I get the thoughts out there, then they can stop existing. And I don't have to... When I perceive my state of mind to be a problem is when I start making other people around me suffer because of it. That's where I perceive it to be a problem. My own suffering, I'm fine with, but when I start to make other people around me suffer, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to draw the line here. This is too much. But my own suffering, as long I basically have the mentality of it. If it doesn't kill me, then that's fine. If it doesn't kill me, no harm done. I tend to put on a podcast when I do yoga. Oh, interesting. I prefer to put on, I guess it just depends on your personal preference. That's cool. Does it help you learn more about whatever is being talked about on the podcast? That's interesting though. When I go on this trip, I'm going to be absorbing a lot of new knowledge. Again, I plan to listen to Michael Pollan on his book on consciousness, and then I also plan to listen to the book that DCI recommended. Don't worry, DCI, I've acquired the book. I do plan to consume it. I'm just waiting for the right moment where I can consume it all at once. Okay, look at this. Okay, this is Chicken of the Woods. This is so cool. Here, hold on. Mushroom. Look at this. It's a chicken. Chicken of the Woods. It looks so yummy, doesn't it? Dom says it makes it just less boring. Do you perceive yoga as being boring? That's interesting. For me, I can do yoga in complete silence. I think the ideal is... Sam says yoga is very boring for me. Interesting. What? Well, that's okay. It's not for everyone. For me, I found an intrinsic value in yoga, and that's what keeps me doing it. Like, I could do it in complete silence and with nothing else, and I still want to do it. I think it's just because, like, I've attached so much meaning to it. I've attached, like, oh, this is helping my body. This is helping me relax. This is releasing endorphins. This is helping me stretch out all my fascia so my fascia don't get, too tight or whatever. This has helped me. Oh, look, I look so hot right now. Oh, okay, I cannot stress this enough. When you're exercising, you need to convince yourself that you look hot while you're doing it. And that will increase your motivation by a lot. Oh, I look so hot while I'm doing this. It may be a delusion, but that's okay. Like, that doesn't matter if it's a delusion or not. As long as it helps you, then Tweet says, I haven't gave yoga a chance yet, but people could find weightlifting boring. I find weightlifting boring, Tweet. Yeah, sorry. I can't do weightlifting. I just can't. I do have a yoga weightlifting that I do called Yoga Sculpt on Saturdays, but it's still, I gotta have the music, I gotta have the yoga poses, I gotta have the breath work, I gotta have the everybody moving as one. Like, I need certain things to get me to enjoy it. Take those flex photos, even if it's just for you. Yeah. Well, my Discord's always welcome for anybody who wants to take flex photos. I don't mind. I just haven't posted any of myself because I don't want to, like, in my own Discord, you know what I mean? If I start posting photos admiring my body in my own Discord, that would feel a bit vain if it was just me doing it. I mean, like, anyway. Okay, let's look at some other mushrooms, shall we? I would like to look at some more mushrooms. Whoa. Oh, this one's so cool. Look at the gills on the bottom. I guess this wouldn't be gills. It'd be more like little teeth. I don't know what the official term is. Awesome. Oh my god, it's a morel mug. Look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. A little morel. Morels have a very unique structure. Oh, so beautiful. These are like pristine specimens. Are you sure this person didn't farm these? This looks like farmed specimens. This is a lion's mane. These are oyster. These are also oyster. And then this is... Ooh, I feel like it's maitake. I could be wrong though. Ooh. Look at this brain looking thing. Interesting. Is that a lion? I think this is a lion's mane. Yeah. I haven't seen him to be brown like this that often. Spread it just a little. Yeah, just like that. Oh god. Oh my god. Pictures that make you go, It's so beautiful. It looks so fuzzy. I just want to touch the outside of it. This person has... Ooh, I think these are chanterelles. Yeah. I wish I could see the beauty and stuff like this. Oh, you can, Sam? Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Sam, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Before I was a psilocybin enjoyer, I also did not see any value in any of these. But because I attach a lot of meaning to my experiences with one particular type of mushroom, that caused me to develop an absolute obsession with mushrooms. Sam says there's very little visually that I can see as beautiful. What then do you perceive as beautiful? I'm curious. Oh my gosh, look at these. That's crazy. I think this person had too much CO2 in their container because that either too much CO2 or like not enough light, because that's what caused them to be leggy like this, where they just grow way too much. Anyway. Oh, some woodier mushrooms perhaps? That's so cool. Okay. I'm done. We're done with mushrooms. Dom says some people have like instinctual reaction that all mushrooms are poison? Yeah, I mean I would believe that. Again, like most of my life, I would see a mushroom and I'd be like, ew. You know? But I had very profound experiences after ingesting one type of mushroom that very much changed my mind. Very, very changed my mind. So, again, it's subjective. I don't think they're objectively beautiful. I think they're definitely subjectively beautiful, though. Sam says, women's bodies, and sometimes very detailed and complicated. I agree with women's bodies. Oh, a woman's body? Beautiful. That's not just me being vain. That's me considering other women's bodies. Damn. That's like the closest thing we have to objective beauty. It's truly, truly remarkable. What mushroom? Golden teachers. Yep. Complicated images. Ooh, fascinating. Okay, my friends. I think that we might have to call it there because I have to prepare my lesson plan for tonight. So, I think we will end. Let me see if there's anybody I can raid. I sometimes get raid anxiety though. Yeah, sorry, no readings tonight. But thank you, Sam. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for being here today. Fun little stream that we had. And I always enjoy everybody's presence. And thank you for taking the time to spend it with me. I want to send you love. All the love I have to offer. Here, take it. Everything I have. Take it. It's yours. It's good to see you, Dom. It's always good to see you. Bye, Tweet. Bye, Sam. Okay, see you guys. Bye. Bye-bye.